The Omo Forest Reserve is made up of over 130,000 hectares of protected land, nestled on the eastern side of Ogun State. Just 160 kilometers away from Lagos, this forest is home to about 60 majestic African forest elephants, a critically endangered species at risk of disappearing entirely in the wild. The elephants here are faced with many threats, including logging, hunting, and farming activities. The Go Wild team visited the Omo Forest to look into how the African forest elephant is being protected. It's a quiet morning at the camp base in the Omo Forest. Emmanuel Olabode manages the Forest Elephant Initiative, a project that is run by the Nigerian Conservation Foundation alongside other organizations and the Ogun State Ministry of Forestry. His main task is leading a team of rangers to protect the elephants and the reserve. He also works with local communities to increase community buy-in.
We want to see what is happening in the forests, check the activities of the elephants, and check if there are cases of human trespass and other things like that. The rangers are recruited from the community because they have the working knowledge, they know much about the environment. What they do is to carry out patrol, which can be by foot patrol or by using bikes, depending on the distance they have to cover for the day.
According to rangers on the ground, elephants continuously raid crops in the reserve. Enclaves exist where communities do have a right to their settlements and farming is allowed, but most farming in this protected area isn't legal and has gone on for many years.
When the elephant, the remaining ones we have here, when they go to their farm, they just destroy their farm, eat every crop the way they have for their farm. So the communities will be angry, complaining that the elephant is finishing their crops. That's the issue where we have for here.
And finding the farms wasn't easy. After a 3-hour walk, we arrived at a cocoa plantation. Farmers avoid making an issue out of conflict with the elephants to avoid escalations with the state government. So most people were reluctant to speak to us. And farmers who did speak to us addressed the topic with caution.
A máa ń rójú jẹ wọn, wọ́n á jẹ, wọ́n á lọ, òru náà máa ń fi ń jẹ, wọn kì í jẹ lọ́sàn-án. Kò sí nǹkan tá a fẹ́ ṣe, kò sí nǹkan tá a fẹ́ ṣe, ẹran ìjọba ni, kò sí nǹkan tá a fẹ́ fi wọ́n ṣe.
Kò sí nǹkan tó fà á ju pé nǹkan tá à ń gbìn, nǹkan tí wọ́n mọ̀ jẹ lọ ni. Nǹkan táwọn lè jẹ bí ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀, kókò, iṣu, ẹ̀gẹ́. Àwọn gan ti mọ̀ pé àtijọ́ di kankan náà torí lọ́pọ̀ ìgbà tá a bá bá wọn pàdé gan wọ́n máa lọ ti wọn àwa náà máa lọ ti wa ni wọ́n léèyàn àwa náà dẹ̀ kì í tamper wọn.
But one farmer did address the topic out of clear frustration.
Wọ́n á fẹ́ ta gan community tó pé wọ́n bá nǹkan wa jẹ́ gan. Wọ́n máa ń bá nǹkan wa jẹ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí nǹkan tá à ń gbìn ní àwọn iṣẹ́ wa. Kódà ìgbà míì nǹkan tá a bá dé oko tá a bá bá wọn lóko àrílé ṣiṣẹ́ a máa kú ní oko fún wọn ni. Ẹran tó burú ni tó dẹ̀ tóbi gan.
Although humans and elephants may struggle to coexist here, the last major occurrence of human-elephant conflicts reported in the Omo Forest was in 2018. Farmers encroached into the core of the elephant's habitat, forcing the elephants out to Baoku village far north of the reserve. Tragically, an elephant killed one person in Baoku before moving to the Itassin forest about 54 kilometers away.
That elephant is female and maybe moving on with the children. So as that person see the elephant, so he try to video it. So as he see the flashlight of the phone, so he look back and injure the boy. Elephant, don't play with it. Be careful. Don't near it. Don't go to where they are. So because it's part of wildlife or wild animals. So but people don't believe in the such thing.
The farmers were eventually pushed out of the elephant's core habitat in Omo, which saw the elephants return one after another. The Nigerian Conservation Foundation estimates that there are about 100 settlements here, a number that they say continues to increase. And tracking the elephants is a difficult task. But after a strenuous hike, we came across a few footprints.
This footprint now is over 5 days ago.
Because of conflict, the elephants have also developed a rather nocturnal lifestyle and tend to roam around the forest at night. Logging is of great concern as elephants depend on trees for food, water, and shelter. Rangers say the presence alone of chainsaws is enough to keep the elephants away. Not all logging in the reserve is illegal. Several concession zones exist, designated by the state government, where logging is allowed. But the rate at which trees are being cut down is simply unsustainable. Between May and June 2019, the University of Maryland recorded more than 2,000 deforestation alerts in the Omo Forest. Poaching is also a major problem, as hunters frequently come into the forest to kill wildlife that supplies the illegal wildlife trade. Between 2019 and 2021, according to the Elephant Protection Initiative, who worked to secure the survival of Africa's elephants, 4 elephants were illegally shot dead in and around the Omo Forest. This is an animal that's supposed to be protected by both national and international laws. But without strict enforcement, these laws appear not to offer them the protection that they badly need. The survival of forest elephants here is far from guaranteed, which is probably why some members of the herd relocated to the nearby Itassin forest in recent years. But even in Itassin, their safety is in question.
So last week, some people meet me to come and carry our elephant for their community in Itassin side. So I just telling them that the elephant is not mine, so they can move anywhere where they like. So not to me is going to remove the elephant. Maybe they should talk to government.
Just recently, in April this year, a member of the herd was said to have been shot by a hunter in the Itassin forest. Finding a way to live together is key to stop the elephants from becoming locally extinct while protecting human lives and livelihoods. Organizations on the ground here are pushing for a designated sanctuary for the elephants, but until this is approved, the situation remains difficult to manage.
Wọ́n pọ̀ sí ni o. Ṣàpé kò sẹ́ni tó lè pa wọ́n. Òfin ò dẹ̀ fààyè gbà láti pa wọ́n. So wọ́n pọ̀ sí ni. Bí ẹlẹ́dẹ̀ ṣe mọ̀ sí, ọdún ṣe ń gorí ọdún, àánú dẹ̀ ń bímọ sí. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwọn èèyàn náà ṣe wà.
The Director of Program Development at the Elephant Protection Initiative, Greta Iori, says that any approach must recognize both the needs of the people and the elephants who depend on this land.
Whatever strategies are endorsed, both short-term and long-term, to manage the conflict must truly recognize the needs of the people who depend on the same land as the elephants through adequate and socially just land use planning, identifying areas for traditional and customary agriculture, alternative livelihoods, as well as sustainably managed state logging, for example. In small areas such as Omo and Itasin, this includes tackling and reevaluating the heavy logging pressures through the highest level of political will, and identifying what is really causing prevalent habitat destruction, and implementing a multidisciplinary and inclusive approach to foster sustainable and long-term coexistence.
It is estimated that there are fewer than 400 elephants left in Nigeria's forests and savannas. And without support, the African forest elephant could become locally extinct in no time at all.
In Omo Forest Reserve, we hope that the elephants are properly protected, and that lies in the hand of the governments. There's a plan on ground to create a section as a wildlife sanctuary. So we hope that if that happens, the elephants and other wildlife will have a place to survive.
Like humans, elephants mourn when a herd member dies. Also like us, they form close bonds and friendships. And we need elephants. They help to maintain forest health as they consume tons of vegetation. And their dung is full of seeds from the plants they eat. As they roam large distances, they distribute the seeds of trees that go on to germinate into grasses, shrubs, and trees. So as elephant populations decline, so do the number of trees. And of course, healthy forests reduce the effects of climate change by storing carbon. Elephants also drive wildlife tourism around the world, which has been done in countries like Kenya, helping to develop the economy and maintain biodiversity. One cannot help but to think of the potential here in the Omo Forest Reserve, where this mighty species roams. Laila Johnson-Salami, Arise News.